Liberty, when it begins to take root, is a plant of rapid growth, meaning liberty actually has always had its own significance, determination, identity, character, purpose, and sovereignty, and many other virtues, not only in the world but also in the individual man's and woman's life in one way or another. So, for each and every one of us, there is going to be the role, importance, and ambition of liberty that is obviously external, that we also have to be able to develop, grow, nourish, cultivate by ourselves with our own efforts, means, ideas, ambitions, and also within ourselves in our actions, psyche, behavior, relationships. Because when we are able to exercise healthy, productive, genuine liberty, justice, fairness, morality, and other prominent fundamental virtues in ourselves for our personal, individual development, growth, cultivation, but also in our relationships, engagements, encounters with others in our surroundings, then we are able to grow, enhance, improve, and better ourselves as a whole unit, as a team, not just individually but also collectively and societally in one way or another. But for that to happen, liberty has to be exercised with discipline, restraint, caution, responsibility, sincerity, and morality, character, and identity, and not by being reckless, irresponsible, unjust, unfair, insincere all the time. Because liberty has always been significant, fundamental, critical in itself, and not just in the world but also for each and every one of us on an individual, societal, and collective scale. If we don't have liberty, then we cannot do anything either. We cannot speak, we cannot say, we cannot express, we cannot educate or follow religions, and everything else that happens because of liberty in one way or another. So that's how it works. And it's not just that the governments and politicians that are always evil, corrupt, manipulative, exploitative, that denies, refuses, and makes inaccessible everything that we want, desire, and that is in our interest, and that we also deserve. The government, politicians, and other external arbitrary authorities and powers are not always evil, dangerous, but it's also us, because evil also lurks within ourselves. And as long as we do not seek identification, realization, and rectification of our own problems, conflicts, chaos, complications, and insecurities, then we can never become complete. We can never progress either. And when we are able to work as a unit, then liberty is automatically going to prevail.